Hello and welcome to ScholarEd. So, today we'll start with periodic table, periodic properties and variations of properties. So, periodic table is one of the most integral chapters of chemistry. Why? Because as we know, as we have studied in lower classes, chemistry is all about what we see around us. For example, atoms, elements, what are they? They are made up of very small particles which we call matter. Matter is something which makes up everything what we see around the globe. For example, a book, a table, a pen, what is that? That is matter. So today we are going to learn about all those elements and their periodic trends. So let us start with this chapter. So let us first see what we will learn in today's lesson. We will learn about the introduction, the early attempts to classify these elements, the modern periodic table which was designed by a scientist called Moseley, and the periodic properties. So now let us start with an introduction to the chapter. So what is periodic table? Periodic table होती क्या चीज़ है? So periodic table is nothing. It is basically a tabular arrangement of elements in groups highlighting the regular trends of properties of elements is called periodic table. मतलब क्या है? एक periodic table में एक table होता है जिसमें we are writing down the elements. Abhi, what are elements? So let us just clarify this idea of elements before we start with this chapter. So elements are substances which are made up of only one type of atoms. इसका एग्जाम्पल एक देते हैं चलो. So suppose we are taking two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. तो हम लोग को तो पता है ऑक्सीजन क्या होता है. We smell oxygen, we breathe in oxygen. Without oxygen we can't even live. तो अभी हाइड्रोजन एक एलिमेंट है एंड ऑक्सीजन और एक एलिमेंट है. नाउ हाइड्रोजन इज मेड अप ऑफ ओनली वन टाइप ऑफ एटम. मतलब हाइड्रोजन में ऑक्सीजन के एटम्स नहीं हो सकते. हाइड्रोजन सिर्फ हाइड्रोजन से ही बना होता है, नहीं तो कैसे चलेगा, isn't it? तो ऑक्सीजन इज मेड अप ऑफ ओनली ऑक्सीजन एटम्स, whereas हाइड्रोजन इज मेड अप ऑफ ओनली हाइड्रोजन एटम्स. दीज आर बेसिकली एलिमेंट्स. एलिमेंट्स क्या होता है? बहुत ज़्यादा प्योर होते हैं. दे आर प्योर सब्सटेंसेस विच आर मेड अप ऑफ ओनली वन टाइप ऑफ एटम्स. ठीक है ना? ओके. अभी वाई डू वी नीड टू क्लासीफाई दिस एलिमेंट्स? चलो अभी भाई लोग सब लोग बोलेंगे कि अरे यार एलिमेंट्स है तो है, इसको क्लासीफाई करने की क्या ज़रूरत? वाई डू वी नीड टू क्लासीफाई दिस? Now, if we do not classify these, how will we study them in an organized manner? बहुत सारे elements हैं. There are so many elements around the globe. So, if we do not classify these elements, अगर हम लोग एक टेबल में इसको नहीं सजा के रखते, तो how can we understand what trends or what properties do they possess? Hence, to have a knowledge or to study about these properties, we have formed them in a table. Trust me guys, it won't be boring. थोड़ा interestingly पढ़ेंगे हम लोग. ठीक है? So now let us move on from the introduction. Now let us see the early attempts to classify elements. मतलब लोग थक गए हैं एलिमेंट्स क्लासीफाई करते करते, फाइनली फिर जाके कोई ढंग का एक पीरियोडिक टेबल बन पाया. ओके, नाउ लेट्स सी क्या क्या हुआ है. ठीक है? So first, it was designed by Lavoisier. So Lavoisier was a scientist who tried to classify elements into metals and non-metals. अबे metals और non-metals के अलावा भी बहुत सारे elements होते हैं. ठीक है? Of course we know metals. Metals मतलब क्या? सोडियम, पोटेशियम, फिर मर्करी, कॉपर, गोल्ड, ये सब क्या metals है. But इसका भी बहुत classifications होता है. Okay? And non-metals क्या? Carbon. You have heard about it. Oxygen, hydrogen, these are all non-metals, isn't it? So he had tried to design non-metals and he had tried to classify these elements into metals and non-metals, but he failed. So फिर डोब्रिनियर ने बोला चलो मैं एक आइडिया देता हूँ भाई, अभी देखते ये काम करता है या नहीं. Okay, so he gave an idea. So what did he say was, he was a German chemist who grouped the elements in triads. Triads मतलब क्या? ग्रुप ऑफ 3. तो 3-3 करके उसने एलिमेंट्स को डिवाइड किया. एक पीरियोडिक टेबल में 3-3 करके उसने एलिमेंट्स को ग्रुप किया. ठीक है? अभी लेट्स सी द एग्जांपल ओवर हियर. ग्रुप किया कैसे? So he had grouped it in such a way that the middle element of the triad had both atomic mass and properties roughly equal to the average of the other two elements of the triad. भाई ये तो सुन के ही बहुत complicated लगता है. Like look at this entire statement, it looks so complicated. तो obviously ये तो काम करने वाला नहीं था. ठीक है, तो उसने बोला क्या? अभी हम लोग एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं. लेट्स लुक एट द एग्जाम्पल. ओके, सो ही हैज़ गिवन 3 एलिमेंट्स ओवर हियर, लिथियम, सोडियम एंड पोटेशियम. अभी लिथियम का वेट है 6.9, सोडियम का वेट है 23 एंड पोटेशियम का वेट है 39.1. ओके, अभी व्हाट ही सेड वाज सोडियम इज बेसिकली लिथियम और पोटेशियम के अगर वेट को ऐड करके बाई 2 करे, लाइक द वे वी फाइंड एवरेज, देन दैट विल कम आउट टू 23. सो ही सेड 39 प्लस 6.1, 39.1 plus 6.1. Okay, by 2, which is giving the average of these two, and then we are getting 23. So 39 plus 6 plus 6.9 को एवरेज करके, इसको ऐड करके उसका एवरेज निकाला जाता है. कैसे निकालेंगे एवरेज? ये लिथियम के 6.9 एंड पोटेशियम के 39.1 को ऐड किया जाता है, फिर वी आर डिवाइडिंग इट बाय 2, सो वी आर सीइंग इट that it is being equal to the atomic weight of sodium. तो लिथियम और पोटेशियम के वेट को अगर हम लोग एवरेज करें तो हम लोग देखेंगे इट इज़ इक्वल टू द एटॉमिक वेट ऑफ सोडियम. भाई ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड था, तो इसीलिए वी सेड कि we cannot understand this, we cannot do it, because ऐसे we can't group every element. बहुत सारे elements अभी भी discover होना बाकी थे, तो we cannot do this. So what was the limitation? Dobrinier could only identify 3 triads from the elements known at that time. तो भी जितने भी elements थे सिर्फ 3 triad बना था. 3 triad मतलब कितने elements? 3 into 3, 9 elements. Okay, out of all those 9 elements, he could only form 3 triads out of them. But अभी 9 elements थोड़ी है भाई, बहुत ज़्यादा elements है. तो definitely Dobrinier's theory also failed. So after that, we are coming to the other one. So now we will come to Newland's law of octaves. ये भी सुन के थोड़ा complicated लगता है. चलो, let us read what it is. So Newland, an English scientist, observed that when elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic mass, every 8th element beginning from any element resembles the first element in its physical and chemical properties. So he still tried to give a more clarification to what Dobrinier said and what Lavoisier said, but still ये भी बहुत ज़्यादा complicated था. Like what he said was, let us start with one element and let us count till 8 elements. ठीक है? So basically Dobrinier had grouped them in 3 and he is basically grouping them in 8. Okay? So what he did was, he said that the first element, if suppose we start counting from the first element and we go on to the 8th element, so there's a similarity of the properties between the first element and 8th element. This is what he said. Okay? Now there were also limitations to this law, which is why it was rejected. The law of octaves was applicable only up to calcium. It failed to accommodate heavier elements. Abhi calcium elements are still lighter, and then we start with transition metals or transition elements, which are very, very heavier elements. Okay? So basically, just because this law was only applicable up to calcium, this is why it failed. The other reason was, Newland assumed that only 56 elements existed in nature and there was no further scope of discovering new elements. अरे ये क्या है भाई, बहुत सारे elements है. If you are limiting your scope this much, so how can you be open to new ideas? Because बहुत सारे elements है in nature. So basically what he assumed that was there were only 56 elements, but which was definitely not the case. So his law also failed. Then we come to Mendeleev. Mendeleev was almost able to attain the most accurate periodic table or an accurate idea of the periodic table. So let's see what he did. So Mendeleev was a Russian chemist who arranged the elements in an increasing order of their atomic masses. Okay? So he seems to be the most sensible one. तो अभी उसने क्या किया? He arranged the elements according to the increasing of their ऑर्डर ऑफ देयर एटॉमिक मासेस. मतलब हाइड्रोजन का सपोज एटॉमिक नंबर है 1, फिर हीलियम का एटॉमिक नंबर है 2, ऐसे करके लिथियम का एटॉमिक नंबर है 3, बेरिलियम का एटॉमिक नंबर है 4, ऐसे करके उसने इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में सबको अरेंज किया. Seems very sensible to me. Good. Now he stated that the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. Okay, now let us look at this statement. ये statement बहुत ही ज़्यादा important है because this is where the whole modern periodic table stands on. This is the concept on which the whole modern periodic table stands on. So, what did he say? He said that the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. अभी इस पूरे लाइन में there is one thing which all of you I'm pretty sure will have doubt on. कौन सा word है वो? Periodic function. तो what are periodic functions? Periodic functions are nothing. They are basically some functions or properties which get repeated after a certain interval. ठीक है. Suppose there's a bumper. ठीक है, तुम रास्ते में चलना, सपोज यू स्टार्टिंग टू गो टू योर फ्रेंड्स प्लेस. ठीक है, अभी रास्ते में देयर इज अ बम्पर. ठीक है, आफ्टर वॉकिंग फॉर 20 मिनट्स फिर से देयर इज अ बम्पर, अगेन यू वॉक फॉर 20 मिनट्स, अगेन देयर इज अ बम्पर. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल सपोज यू स्टार्ट वॉकिंग, एवरी 5 किलोमीटर ऑनवर्ड्स देयर इज अ बम्पर ऑन द रोड. मतलब क्या, दिस इज गेटिंग रिपीटेड, दिस इज अ प्रॉपर्टी और अ फंक्शन विच इज गेटिंग रिपीटेड. तो यही ही ट्राई टू मेक us understand कि in a periodic table there are certain functions or properties which is getting repeated after a certain interval of time. Okay, understood everyone? Now his periodic table consisted of vertical columns known as groups and horizontal rows known as periods. So he was very close to reach to the modern periodic table. So he said that there are columns and rows. ठीक है, columns and rows. Okay, which we call groups and periods. Okay, now we are coming to the limitation. However, it was not possible to arrange certain elements, the rare earth metals and isotopes, using this method. Also, position of hydrogen was not clear. Okay, now very interesting fact is the last line. Position of hydrogen was not clear. अभी हाइड्रोजन का नाम तो सभी ने सुना होगा ऑब्वियसली. तो भी हाइड्रोजन का जो पोजीशन है पीरियोडिक टेबल में बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग था कि कहाँ रखे, कहाँ प्लेस करें हाइड्रोजन को, क्योंकि इसमें मेटालिक प्रॉपर्टी भी है, नॉन मेटालिक प्रॉपर्टी भी है. तो करे क्या भाई, वो तो एक लिमिटेशन थी. एंड द अदर लिमिटेशन वॉज देर आर सर्टन एलिमेंट्स विच आर वेरी हैवी एलिमेंट्स और द रेयर अर्थ एलिमेंट्स जो ईजिली नहीं मिलता हम लोग को. ठीक है, वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू, वी विल नॉट like hear of it very on a normal day. Okay, so basically these rare earth metals and isotopes was not being possible to get arranged in that periodic table. Now what are isotopes? Isotopes are nothing but they are elements with same atomic number but different mass number. Okay, so it was also very important to arrange these isotopes in the periodic table. ठीक है, बट ही वॉज नॉट बीइंग एबल टू डू दैट कि कैसे करेंगे. ओके, सो ही सेड कि चलो इवन आई ड्रॉप द आइडिया. सो द फाइनल आइडिया ऑफ द पीरियोडिक table or the modern periodic table was given by a very well known man called Moseley. So, the pre-existing defects in Mendeleev's periodic table were removed when Henry Moseley put forward the modern periodic table. He stated that the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. That is, if elements are arranged in tabular form in the increasing order of atomic numbers, then the properties of elements are repeated after regular intervals of periods. Moseley did a very nice thing. उसने क्या बोला था मेंडलीव ने, दैट दे आर बेसिकली द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ एलिमेंट्स आर द पीरियोडिक फंक्शंस ऑफ देयर एटॉमिक मासेस. बट मोस्टली ने बोला ऐसा नहीं है. मोस्टली ने बोला दे आर द periodic functions of their atomic numbers, which makes the whole arrangement of periodic table more useful and easy. So, however, after Moseley gave this final idea, it was the modern periodic table was formed. Okay, now what is a periodic table? We have already learned about it in the beginning of the chapter. A tabular arrangement of elements in groups and highlighting regular trends and properties of elements in a periodic table. So this is basically an arrangement of elements in groups and periods. Okay, as we have heard about it before from Mendeleev's periodic table, that he divided these elements in rows and columns, which we known as groups and periods. Okay, so this is basically the modern periodic table. Now we will see the modern periodic table. So this is the periodic table. So let us look at the periodic table first. See, on the topmost corner, left corner, we have hydrogen, and then we have lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. How are we going? We are going down the group. Now this orange, the whole portion of orange, yellow, and again yellow, green, blue, these are called the groups. Okay, and the periods are, there are only 7 periods. There are 18 groups and there are 7 periods. Okay, that is all we have to remember about the periodic table. The most basic idea of the periodic table is there are 7 periods and 18 groups. Period 1 has only hydrogen and helium in it. Period 2 is having Li, Be, B, C, N, O, F, Ne, which are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. This is an entire period, that is the period 2. Okay, now let us read some properties about these periods and groups. So now let us go to the features of the modern periodic table. Okay, so let's come to groups. Okay, the modern periodic table has 18 vertical columns known as groups. A group is determined by the number of electrons present in the outermost shell. So this is something that we have to remember, that is what determines the groups. That is, a group is nothing but it is determined by the number of electrons which are present in the outermost shell, or the valence electrons. I hope you have heard about the term valence electrons, that is the electron which is present on the outermost shell. Now, okay, first let us go to what an atom is, how an atom looks. Let us have a clear concept of that, because without it, chemistry is nothing. Atom basically consists of two parts. One is the nucleus and the other one are the shells. The shells has the negative part of the atom, which is the electron, and the positive part, which is the nucleus. It contains the protons and neutrons. Okay, now electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, and neutrons are not charged. That is, they do not contain any charge, they do not hold a charge. Okay, protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge, and neutrons have no charge. Okay, so this is an atom. There is a neutron and a proton which are present inside the nucleus, and there are shells around the nucleus in which electrons are rotating and revoluting. Okay, so this is the concept which is clear, I hope, from before. So now let us come to this. A group is determined by the number of electrons which are present in the outermost shell, okay, which is the valence electrons. Okay? Now let's come to the various groups which are present in the periodic table. Group 1 is alkali metals, group 2 is alkaline earth metals, group 13 is boron family, group 14 is carbon family, group 15 is nitrogen family, group 16 is oxygen family, group 17 is halogen family, and group 18 contains noble gases. Okay, so group 1 is the alkali metal, okay, that you have to remember. Now, as we have said, a group is determined by the number of electrons present in the outermost shell. इसका मतलब क्या है? What is the group number? The group number is 1. The group number is 1. Okay, so group 1 is having alkali metals. Okay, now let us see the alkali metals present in the periodic table, which will help you understand why is a group determined by the number of electrons present in the outermost shell. Okay, so what is this? Let's come to group 1. So as you see, which are the elements which are present in group 1? There is hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Okay? Now, Li stands for lithium, Na stands for sodium, K stands for potassium, Rb stands for rubidium, Cs stands for cesium, Fr stands for francium. Okay, now what are these? These are all elements. And why have we written them as Li, Na, K, Rb, Cs and Fr? Because these are the symbols to represent these elements. You have already done that in your previous classes. Okay, now this is the group 1. Okay, this is group 1. Now group 1 has one electron present on its outermost shell. Group 2 will have two electrons present in its outermost shell. Okay. Group 13. Now starting from this light yellow box, as we can see in the middle, these light yellow elements, these elements present in this light yellow colored boxes, as we can see, these are all transition elements. We will not learn about them. They are very complicated elements. You will learn about them if you take science up in 11 and 12. But right now, let us just focus on the other groups and periods. Okay. So now let us come to group 13. Group 13 has boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Okay. This group will have 3 electrons present in its outermost shell. Okay, you have to have the clear idea of that. Okay, so group 1 always has 1 electron present in its outermost shell. Group 2 will have 2 electrons present in its outermost shell. Group 13 will have 3 electrons present in its outermost shell. Group 14 will have 4 electrons present in its outermost shell. Okay, till here we can say that after this we are coming to group 15, 16, 17 and 18. Okay, so similarly these are all these are all groups. Now as we have said, the groups are determined by the number of electrons present in their outermost shell. Okay, similarly, suppose we are taking an example of group 17. Group 17 is having fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Okay, this group will also have 1 electron present in their outermost shell. Okay, this is an idea what we have to understand. Okay, this is what we basically have to understand. This is the basic idea of groups, that is a number of electrons present in their outermost shell. Now, elements of group 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17 are known as main group elements of representative elements or normal elements. They have their outermost shell incomplete. Okay, so as I said, that yellow colored box which we can see in the periodic table, those are transition elements. We will not learn about them right now. We'll concentrate on the other groups. Okay, now let us come to periods. And elements of groups 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 are known as transition elements. They have their 2 outermost shells incomplete. Okay, we are not going to learn about transition elements, so let us skip this part and let us go to periods. The modern periodic table has 7 horizontal rows known as periods. The number of shell present in an atom determines its period. Lanthanides and actinides of the 7th period have similar properties because they belong to the same group 3. They are shown at the bottom of the periodic table because they are in large number, and if shown in the main body of the table will distort its shape. So there are 2 groups which are present, lanthanides and actinides, which are present in below the periodic table, the main periodic table, as it was not possible to accommodate those elements because they were found out later on. Hence we have put it in two different groups which are present below the periodic table. And the modern periodic table is having 7 rows which we call periods. Now, as you can see, what are periods? This is an entire period: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. That is period 2. This is an entire period. So, this was all about groups and periods of the periodic table. So, let us see what we have already studied before today. We have talked about what is a periodic table and the early attempts to classify the periodic table, and then we have learned what is the modern periodic table. So अब इससे ज़्यादा पढ़ाऊँगी तो सबको बोरिंग लगने लगेगा. So let us stop with this video today and we'll continue with the next part of the chapter on the next day. Thank you and please subscribe to our channel.